The Matadors love its newest Texas Tech store, offering the official Wreck 'em Tech shirt of the Saddle Tramps. Together, the Matador and the Saddle Tramps are ready to gear you up for Texas Tech football. Buy your Wreck 'em Tech shirt at the Matador for only $15 and feel proud that you are supporting the Saddle Tramps and Texas Tech. Start a new tradition. Stop at the corner and shop the Matador, or shop online at shopthematador.com.
Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Matador Express. I'm your host, Everett.
And I'm Jeremy Krakosky.
Playoff sports have come to Tech for the first time this year. We got the soccer team kicking off the first round of the NCAA tournament this Friday night. The Red Raiders lost in the first round of the Big 12 tournament to Texas. They lost 6-5 on penalty kicks after going into overtime in that game. But they still were able to make the tournament because of their strength of schedule. The Tech beat two former number 11 teams and one former top 10 team during their regular season. So that was enough for the NCAA committee to put them into the playoffs. Tech's led by junior midfielder Janine Becky, who was named Big 12 Conference Player of the Year for the 2014 season. And that game will kick off at 5 p.m. this Friday. They moved it up. It was supposed to start at 7 p.m. They're going to move it up to 5 p.m. That way everybody can stay warm since it's outdoors. And it'll kick off at the John Walker Soccer Complex against Prairie View A&M.
Besides the first postseason play of the season on Friday night, both the Texas Tech men's and women's basketball teams will be tipping off their regular season. The women will play at 5:30 and the men will play after at 8. Both Candy Whitaker, the women's coach, and Tubby Smith, the men's coach, will be starting their second year and looking to improve from last season.
Yeah, and then the football team, they're also going to get back on the field this week. They had a bye week this past Saturday. They had some light workouts on Saturday, but mostly rested up. And Mike Smith said they're getting kind of back to fundamentals last week after taking their final bye week of the season. The Red Raiders are going to take on 6-3 Oklahoma at 2:30 p.m. this Saturday at Jones AT&T Stadium. The Sooners are coming off kind of a brutal beatdown last week that they took. They dropped from 15 all the way out of the top 25 after that loss to Baylor. Do you think Tech's got a chance of upsetting them this weekend?
I do think they have a chance. Like you said, they're 6-3. The season hasn't gone the way they wanted or Tech wanted either. I had Oklahoma going undefeated this year, winning the Big 12 and probably making the college football playoff. That really hasn't gone as planned for them. Trevor Knight, Oklahoma's starting quarterback, has been ruled out of this game after getting hurt last week. So freshman Cody Davis will get the start. The last time Tech beat OU was in 2011. They lost to OU in Norman last year, 38-8. Webb actually had a pretty good game that year, so hopefully if Webb gets the start in this one, he can continue to have some success. But I think the key is going to be in the running game. DeAndre Washington's been pretty good this year, and he's had some good games against Oklahoma. And then on the other side of the ball, Oklahoma has three talented running backs that they use. So I think since Tech has struggled against the run at times this year, Oklahoma's kind of going to look like Arkansas earlier in the year and just kind of try to pound the ball as much as possible against Tech.
Hey, you talked about that loss last year. I think that started the 5-game skid that Tech had after getting up in the higher rankings up in the top 25. They ended up losing the next 4 after OU and into the season 7-5. So that was kind of a turning point in the season last year. Hopefully it'll be maybe a turning point this year for Tech, and they can turn around and start winning a couple more games. Like you said, kind of with Oklahoma's running backs, I think an important key to this game is whether or not Tech's defense can stay rotating people out. They seem to work strong in the first half even a lot, but once you get to the second half, our defense is so shallow. We don't have a lot of depth, and they're just getting tired, it seems like to me, and they're not able to, when you got guys playing 160 snaps a game, it's going to wear them out. One of the things they've done to alleviate that, they talked about Monday in the press conference, is they moved DJ Polite-Bray, who was listed as a receiver on the roster, wearing number 3 for the offense. They listed him now as a cornerback, so he's going to be trying to help out some on defense. Kingsbury said he's been interested in playing defense for a while now, so they moved him and gave him jersey number 7 now, so they won't have double numbers on the field. He'll be playing defense, maybe helping out a little bit, hopefully in that secondary this weekend. You talked a little bit about Tech having some problems at quarterback recently. They ended up using their third string against Texas. Who do you think is going to start this weekend for the Red Raiders?
I do think it's either going to be Davis Webb or Patrick Mahomes. I saw Davis walk out of practice on Monday, and he didn't have a boot on, didn't seem to be walking with a noticeable limp. So I feel like there's a good chance that Webb can get the start. With Trevor Knight being out for OU, I think if either one of Tech's quarterbacks can get the start, then Tech will have a good chance against OU.
Yeah, let's hope this is a turning point in the Red Raider season. It's going to wrap up this week's episode of Matador Express. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.